Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Swamiji.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Alexandra. Betty, good morning. Good morning, Sudhir. Good morning, Gunamai and Johnsons.
Good morning, Swami. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All right. So I hope my audio is all right. Audio, video. Okay, good. So let's start with chanting. We shall chant together. Call and response manner. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Tejasvi Navadhitamastu. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai ma vidvishavahai. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om, may the Supreme Spirit protect us. May the Supreme Spirit nourish us. May we work together with great energy. May our study be vigorous and fruitful. May love and harmony dwell amongst us. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Oh, peace, peace, peace be unto all. So, we are in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, chapter called the Yoga of Meditation. We have seen so far Sri Krishna has spoken about the general preparation for meditation, specific preparation for meditation, then what meditation is, and lastly we saw how meditation can bring eternal peace or permanent peace because of its transformative wisdom. So in next 4 verses too, Sri Krishna would be speaking about the benefits of meditation. Verse 30, 31, 29, 30, 31, and 32 in these 4 verses. Now, what is meditation? Meditation is dwelling on the teachings of Vedanta. Here, in this context, meditation, Sri Krishna is mentioning about dwelling on the teachings of Vedanta. Why? For assimilation. The teachings that we are getting, to assimilate them, to make the teachings, the knowledge, part of our personality, we need to spend quality time. We need to give quality time with the teachings, dwell on the teachings. That is meditation or nididhyasana. And one thing about this nididhyasana is that this knowledge, when it becomes part of our personality, when we are able to assimilate it, then we never forget that knowledge. All the time we remember that knowledge, especially during the time of crisis, during the time of tragedy, when we need the knowledge most. And to to utilize that knowledge or access the knowledge at the time of tragedy, what we need to do is to invest time when we are not in crisis. If we want to draw money from our bank at the time of financial crisis, we need to put money when we are not in crisis. The amount we can invest when we are not in crisis, to that extent we shall be able to draw when we are in crisis. So nididhyasanam or meditation is spending time, giving solid time, the Vedantic teachings, dwelling on the teachings when things are fine, when we are not apparently in any crisis. And if we are able to do that, if we are consistent with our meditation practices, the teachings, the truths unfold in 3 stages. First, we come to the understanding that we are spirit, not matter. We are consciousness. The consciousness principle that is within, that is the real we are. That is the real me. In the second level or second stage, we find as soon as we understand our spiritual nature, we see that the same spirit in everybody too, in others too. Then we find that it is not that spirit is in everybody, consciousness is in everybody, rather everybody is in consciousness. It is just like telling that in this room there is this space, and in this space, within this space, there are this furniture, this bed, and things, other things like that. Then in the next room too, there is space, and the next, there too is space, the same space in every room. But again, other way around too, that it is not only the space is in every room, but every room, every furniture, everything, this world, this galaxy exists in space. In the same way, first we understand that we are Atma, the conscious principle. And the same consciousness is in everybody. Then we understand not only consciousness in everybody, but everybody is in consciousness. That is what Sri Krishna is going to speak about. If someone who has given solid time to Vedanta, who has practiced meditation consistently, who has done enough of Nididhyasanam, what happens to such person? The great grand vision of Vedanta that unfolds before such a person. About such a person, Sri Krishna says, Sarvabhutasthamatmanam Sarvabhutani cha atmani Ikshate yoga yuktatma Sarvatra samadarshanaha. Very important, very interesting verse 2. He say, Yoga yukto atma. Atma here means in this context mind. One whose mind is saturated with this knowledge. How? Yoga, through consistent practice of meditation. One whose mind, owing to consistent practice of meditation, is saturated with the knowledge. Which knowledge? The knowledge that I am Atma, I am spirit. It is true that in whatever field our mind is engaged, our mind is saturated knowledge pertaining to that field. A musician, in the midst of doing many things, keeps thinking about music, or rather, the music keeps playing at the back of their mind. A sportsman, an athlete, even doing other things, keeps on thinking about their particular field of sports. I remember that in India, cricket is a very popular sport, and children, when they learn, they have started learning to play cricket. So all the time they are going to school, they are going to other places with their parents, they are practicing cricket, shadow practicing. So because their mind is then saturated with cricket. I know of a person who is a great cartoonist who all the time, most of the time, keeps on thinking about his futuristic cartoons. Even he told me that when he is driving, he keeps a pad and pencil beside him. If he is stuck in traffic signal, he utilizes the time in doodling. So the point is, the more time we have spent in a particular field, a particular ideas, a particular thought patterns, other times too, those thoughts keep on going in our mind. Such a person who has spent enough of time, enough of quality time in the Vedantic teachings is Yoga Yukta Atma. So what happens, owing to their consistent practice of meditation, even at the time of interaction, at normal time with other people, they do not lose sight of Atma. When they do not lose sight of Atma, the essential feature of everybody, when looking at them, talking to them, they don't lose sight of the essential feature of everybody, every being. The essential feature is Atma. It is just like the thread in a garland which has got different flowers, different types of flowers, but all are held together by an invisible thread. Similarly, all of us are different in different aspects, in our personalities, in our mental capacities, in our physical look, but in all of us there is this common feature, Atma, which a yogi, a yoga yukta Atma, a yogi who has practiced meditation on Atma, they don't lose sight of. It does not mean that they do not see the difference. They see. Here, the word sees means appreciates, not literally seeing with physical eyes, but appreciates the common feature in all being the same conscious principle. They see the differences in body mind, but in and through the differences, they see the same essential nature called Atma. It is, as I say several times, and it's a popular classical example in Vedanta, because probably Indians are so much fond of gold. The example is given about so much of gold that although we know bangle is different from necklace, necklace is different from a ring, and so on, but all of them are valuable because all of them has got gold in them. Similarly, there are a lot of differences between person to person, in from being to being, but essentially all are gold. This is seeing the same feature in everything, the same essential nature that I am is also present in everybody. This is the grand vision of Vedanta. In technical terms, this is called Sarvatma Bhava. Sarva means all, Atma means the consciousness, Bhava, the feeling that I am one with everything. I am one with the entire existence. So such a person, sarva bhutastham atmanam, they see, they appreciate, they don't lose sight of the fact that same atma resides in everybody, such as just like the same space in every room. Similarly, even in the reverse order, sarva bhutani cha atmani, every being, everybody exists in that same Atma, same consciousness. All the rooms, not only space is in all the room, same space, but all the rooms are in the same space. All the bodies, all the beings exist in the same Atma. This is Sarva Atma Bhava, feeling the awareness that we are all one. Essentially, we are all one. We are one with entire existence. Such a person is aware the difference between Atma and Anatma, spirit and matter. They know that the spirit, which is our true essential nature, is imperishable. Anatma, perishable, changeable, temporary, but spirit is imperishable, eternal, beyond birth, death, all the modifications. And so such a person know what to seek where. What to seek where. Need entertainment? Depend upon Anatma. Need variety? Depend upon Anatma. You are hungry? Depend upon food. Atma cannot give you food, but you need security, you need peace, you need fulfillment, you need limitlessness, depend upon Atma. So they know what to seek from where. Someone said, one Swami said, for a Jnani, for an illumined person, in the television of illumined person, there are two channels. We have several channels nowadays available in our television. A Jnani has got two channels, Atma channel and Atma channel. When they need entertainment, variety, and other bodily needs, they turn on the Anatma channel. When they want security, peace, fulfillment, limitlessness, they turn on the Atma channel, and they don't mistake what to expect from where. Then how did they get this benefit? Again, from Nididhyasanam, through spending time, through spending quality time in the teachings of Vedanta. Next verse is also very important. Next verse reconciles the duality and non-duality, the Atma and also God. Consciousness is God. Sri Krishna is going to tell that seeing same Atma everywhere is seeing God everywhere. This is very profound statement. Seeing the same consciousness principle everywhere is seeing God everywhere. Not only that, those who have more affinity towards God with form, for them, this is the verse to practice. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tassaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. So here, Shankar, for the first time in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is bringing the concept of devotion, bhakti. So far, he has not spoken much about bhakti. From 7th chapter onwards, he will start speaking about bhakti. Here, he speaks briefly about devotion. What is that? Seeing Atma everywhere is seeing God everywhere. One who sees me, that is God, everywhere, not only that, sees everything existing in the same God. Just like the previous verse, seeing Atma in everywhere, in everybody, and everybody in the same Atma. Similarly here, seeing God everywhere, in every being, and every being existing in God. So if we combine these two statements, what we get? Our own Atma is our God. Atman is non-different from God. Sri Ramakrishna, to the question of one of his disciples about who has this doubt about this Atma, the pure consciousness, and the chosen ideal, Ishtadevata, Sri Ramakrishna emphatically said, one's own Atma is one's own Ishtadevata. Ishtadevata is just a manifestation or a form, a appearance of the same Atma that is within me. What a great concept. Seeing Atma, seeing the same consciousness in everywhere, in everybody, is seeing God everywhere. So it means while interacting with others, we appreciate same God residing in everybody as conscious principle. The life principle that is in everybody, that itself is God. What a grand thing to practice. Just imagine that. You are a follower of Jesus, you are a follower of Allah, you are a lover of Krishna. Can you see same Jesus principle in everybody, the same Allah principle in everybody, the same Krishna principle in everybody? Not only that, everything in Jesus, everything existing in Allah, or everything existing in Krishna. What a great thing to practice. Even for a while, if we can practice, tremendous transformation it can happen within us. And In Sri Ramakrishna too, we see that how these two statements can be reconciled. Seeing Atma everywhere, seeing God everywhere. Sometimes we find that Sri Ramakrishna says, I see the same Chaitanya, the same consciousness in everybody. But many a times we find he says that I see Divine Mother Kali in everybody. So seeing Atma, seeing consciousness in everybody, and seeing God, a particular form of God in everybody, are one and the same thing. And Sri Krishna says that such a bhakta, such a devotee, such a yogi, aham na pranashyami. That is, I never disappear from the vision of such a devotee. Why? Because for such a devotee, God is present everywhere, in everybody. For others, God is present only in church, only in temple, only in synagogue. But one who can see, appreciate the same divine principle in everybody, for such a person, God never disappears. Not only that, Shacha Mena Pranashati. I will never disappear, and they too never disappear from me. We are inseparable. We are inseparable. All the time I am present to them, they are present to me. What a great verse. And what is the benefit of such meditation? That we become greatest devotee of Lord. We become greatest devotee for whom God is never a non-existent thing. God is present always, all the time. And what is the expression of devotion for such a devotee? Next verse is also very interesting one. For Sri Krishna says, appreciating the same conscious principle in everybody itself is the expression of devotion. Mind it. So for such a devotee, devotion does not have to be, devotion does not have to take any other external manifestation. How do they worship the Lord? By appreciating the same divine principle in everything. The moment I am appreciating, recognizing the divine principle in you, that itself is the worship, the puja of the Lord. Sri Krishna says, Sarva Bhuta Sthitam Yo Mam Bhajati Ekattamastitaha Sarvatha Vartamanopi Sa Yogi Mai Vartate. So, how do they worship Lord? Such a devotee? Mam Bhajati, they worship. What is their form of their devotion? The perception of me, the Lord, as consciousness in everybody. Perception of God present in everybody as consciousness. This itself is devotion. There may not be any other external expression of devotion. So this is a challenge for us. This is indeed a challenge for us. When we see so much of divisions going on all around us, can we recognize the same divine principle in everybody, even with whom we disagree? That is a great challenge for us. If we can do that, that will be itself a puja, a worship of the Lord, seeing the same divine principle in everybody, whether they are having different ideology than us. Even if we, in spite of disagreeing on many things, that is a great challenge. Sarva Bhuta Sthitam. In every being, the God is present as the life principle, the conscious principle. So, and Sri Krishna says something very interesting. Sarvatha Bharto Manopi Sa Yogi Mai Bhartate. Such a person, in whatever field they may be engaged in, externally, they may not appear to be a devotee, but if they are appreciating the same divine principle in everybody, they are residing in me. I remember one great sage of Advaita Vedanta was Nisargadatta Maharaj. I know probably you might have heard. He is as famous as Ramana Maharshi. He got illumination, and what he used to do, he had a small shop in India, very small shop, maybe 6 feet by 6 feet. He used to sell mostly groceries and mostly pan. In India, pan shops, the betel roll. He was a seller of betel roll. And after illumination, what he used to do? Sell betel roll. And people from all around the world used to flock to him for wisdom. Many books have come out. The famous book is Pointers, Pointers to Vedanta, most likely. But the name is Pointers, I am sure. Pointers from Nisargadatta Maharaj. One American devotee went to him and asked many questions. All the time, all the while, he was selling betel rolls and gave all the answers. All the interviews took place in that small pan shop, small grocery shop. And that have come as the book Pointers. So that is the thing, that no matter what such a person is engaged in, if they can appreciate, can recognize the same divine principle in everybody, that person is residing in me. That person is inseparable from me. Swami Vivekananda took this great concept and started a new kind of spiritual revolution, a new kind of spiritual path called the worship of the cosmic worship. In Bengali, he said, Birat er pujo. Pujo means worship. Birat means the cosmos. Worship the vast. Worship the same divine principle that is inherent in everybody, and try to serve them. Try to serve them as if you are serving the veritable Lord before you. And that is the philosophy, the guiding principle of all the service activities of the Ramakrishna order. So the scholars have called this Seva Yoga, a new type of yoga. Seva, service. Service itself is the yoga. What kind of service? Not that I am rendering my service to human beings or other beings. Service here is serving by trying to see the same Lord in everybody, same divine principle in everybody. This is Swami Vivekananda's contribution. He took this concept one step forward and made it a channel for spiritual practice too, that appreciate, worship the same divine principle that is within everybody by whatever means you can do. And how does such a yogi behave? Verse number 32, the golden principle. Atmaupameno sarvatra Samam pashyati yo Arjuna sukham va yadiva dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. So one who has started seeing the same divine principle in everybody, for such a person, their heart has expanded so much that they identify with all the people. Universal identification. They identify themselves with everybody. So the natural consequence will be Atma Upamena. Atma Upamena. That is keeping themselves as standard. They, as regards to pain and pleasure, they keeping themselves as the standard, they behave with others. That is, they cannot hurt anybody because they find I am residing in everybody. I am one with everybody. So such a person becomes embodiment of compassion because of this sarvatma bhava, this because of this oneness, feeling of oneness with others. They cannot hurt anybody. In pain, they know that whatever is painful to me is painful to others. So I won't do what is to others what is painful to me. And even in joy, what makes me happy, I shall try to do to others. If I like to be treated with kindness, it gives me joy. If I am treated with kindness, so I treat others with kindness. I like to be treated with dignity, so I treat others with dignity. I like to be listened to, so I listen to others. We see that in Sri Ramakrishna, all this what we are reading, that to what an extent one can become sensitive to others' pain, how much empathy one can develop with such a vision. We see that in the Kineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna once saw that a boat was passing by the Ganges, and one of the passengers probably, or one of the helmsmen, slapped another helmsman. And Sri Ramakrishna, from such a distance, he saw it, and he himself felt the pain. He himself felt the pain, and tears started rolling from his eyes. Then someone was walking over the green grass, and he felt pain, as if someone is walking over his chest. So to such an extent, the heart of yogi can expand. Such a yogi, Sri Krishna says, Paramaha, that is greatest. One who feels oneness with others, one who has achieved this Sarva Atma Bhava, such a yogi is greatest. Paramo Mataha. This is the benefit of meditation on Vedantic teachings, that universal love. And here we get the real philosophy or real basis of universal love, that I am same in everybody. That is why I feel that I should not hurt anybody. And with others' joys, I should rejoice. And I try to do to others what I like others to do to me. So a complaint about Vedanta is common complaint that Vedanta encourages withdrawal from the world, dissociation from the world, a dry philosophy. It makes you selfish. It encourages you to pursue your own liberation by withdrawing from the world. The answer is this initial withdrawal is for infinite expansion. Initial withdrawal from the finite is for feeling oneness with the infinite. That is the goal of Vedanta: universal love, universal compassion, and universal empathy. And that is what the golden rule of all the religions. We find this golden rule in all the religions, all the ethics. It comes in two versions, one the positive one the negative one. Negative one is, we know, don't do unto others what you don't want them to do to you. And the positive one is, treat others as you would like to be treated. In there is one Sanskrit the saying, Atmanah pratikulani pareshamna samacharet. What is unfavorable to you, never do unto others. And that is what the dharma is. That is what morality is. Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. How we achieve to that? Through sarvatma bhava. So last time we saw the benefit of meditation is eternal peace, a permanent peace that comes from the transformative knowledge that we are already fulfilled. Here, Sri Krishna is keeping before us the highest goal of Vedanta that comes from consistent practice of meditation. And what is that? Sarva Atma Bhava. Feeling oneness with the entire existence. After having told all those things, Arjuna says, great, I understand the yoga that you have spoken to me, but the problem is my mind is too fickle to dwell on these teachings. What I should do? So that is the obstacles of meditation. That will be the subject of next talk, the speed breakers of meditation. So along with the common problem of meditation, only one problem Arjuna speaks about, which is the most common problem, would try to see from other sources the common obstacles of meditation and what we can do about them. That will be the next talk. To summarize today's talk, meditation is needed for assimilation of the teachings of Vedanta. And this meditation means spending quality time with the teachings that we have learned. And when we should do that? When we are not in crisis, so that in crisis we can draw upon from these teachings. And if we are consistent in meditation, the truth unfolds in three layers or three stages. First, we understand that we are spirit, we are Atma. Then we understand that the same Atma, the same conscious principle is present in everybody. And we understand not only everybody there is Atma, rather everybody exists in Atma. That is what Sri Krishna says. This realization is seeing God everywhere. That is also the greatest expression of devotion. if we can realize, if we can appreciate, recognize the divine spark, the divine principle present in everybody, that is the greatest expression of a devotee, greatest expression of devotion. For such a person who can appreciate, recognize the divine principle in everybody, God is always present. God, they never lose sight of God. God never disappears from their sight. They are always present in God. God is always present with them. And whatever they may be engaged in, they are always one with God. Such a yogi becomes embodiment of compassion, embodiment of empathy because of this Sarva Atma Bhava, this feeling, this deep feeling of oneness of our existence. And how did they achieve it? Through meditation, through nididhyasanam. So the title of my talk today was how meditation will help us get there. So this is the answer. How meditation will, spending quality time with the teaching where when we are not in crisis, will gradually lead us to the highest goal of Vedanta called the Sarvatma Bhava, realizing our oneness with the entire existence, with all the beings, all human beings, all beings. This is the goal of Vedanta. So now let us chant the closing chant. Then you may ask me any question if you have. We shall chant together. Call and response. Om Madhubata Ritayate. Om Madhubata Ritayate. Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha. Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha. Madhirna Santoshadhihi. Madhirnaha Santoshadhihi. Madhunaktam Utoshasi. Madhunaktam Utoshasi. Madhumat Parthivagam Rajaha. Madhumat Parthivagam Rajaha. Madhudvau Astuna Pita. Madhudvau Astuna Pita. Madhumano Vanaspatir. Madhumano Vanaspatir. Madhumagam Astu Suryaha. Madhumagam Astu Suryaha. Madhvirgabo Bhavantunaha. Madhvirgabo Bhavantunaha. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Sweet blow the winds, and the oceans give forth blessedness. May the herbs and plants bring us health and happiness. Sweet unto us be the nights and dawns. May every particle of Mother Earth be charged with blessings. May the heavens shower us with benediction. Sweet unto us be the noble forest trees. Sweet unto us be the shining sun. Sweet unto us be all living creation. Om, sweetness, harmony, peace. So do you have any question or anything else to add? Yes, I have unmuted all of you. If you have.
I have a question, Swamiji.
Please go ahead.
In verse 32, we concluded that one should treat others' pain and joy as one's own. But then Sri Krishna is also asking Arjun to fight and kill the Kauravas. Isn't that contradictory?
No, it's not contradictory. That in the midst of all the duties, that is, we have seen earlier that Sri Krishna tried a lot to avoid the war, and it was the last option remained open. Last option was to fight the war, and this is not only for a small interest, but with a bigger interest of many people, that this war was needed. Okay, so feeling oneness with others does not mean that we should avoid what our duty is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes. All right. So all of you have a great week ahead, and see you after 2 weeks. And next Sunday, Swami Prapandanandaji will speak on Swami Vivekananda and the Buddha.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.